And welcome. We are here in the midst of a game that is already going on, as you guys might have heard about. It is Empire facing off against Alliance. Apologize for a little bit of the delay, but you know what? We're here. We're doing it. We're making it happen at the end of the day. It is going to be the Alliance versus Empire. Let me make sure that the stream is looking good, that all is wonderful. Oh, double check, double check, double check. Yeah, we're there. We're in the game. We're casting, it's happening. Dota 2 is indeed the name of the game. Jonas gonna get your ran down right here by Chappie, and it looks like they are going to be able to find that kill as well. So Empire, as I'm sure you all saw, are up 3 kills to 1. So we won't go too much into the reason for a little bit of a delay, but I do again want to apologize. It's been very busy, as you all know. There's more qualifying events than pretty much anybody can manage at this point, but we're still keeping up with the best of our abilities. So again, apologize, no excuse for it, but try and fix the problems as soon as they do come up. And in the meantime, you get to see Wraith King with some cool not sword action. I mean, that's cool, right? Look at it, you don't need a sword anymore, you just got particle effects. So let's take a look at the drafts, see what's going on here. We have an Ember Spirit that is playing in the mid lane against the Storm. He's been kind of shut down. FN having a very good game for himself so far. Currently 47-3 versus the 29-3 Limp. Certainly suffering in this one. And then up here towards the north side of the map, Jonas 17-1 versus the 52-11. Juggernaut Chappie having himself a hell of a game. Likewise though, Wraith King, Loda, always one to kind of just dominate. I will say I saw a really cool Wraith King game just a little while ago. It was played by How, actually, in the MDL qualifiers, where he did just qualify, or rather, their team just got knocked out, but they were looking good for a little while. It was like Armlet Mask of Madness Wraith King. He was doing just a ridiculous amount of damage. Let's take a look at some of the other items that were here. It does look like he's obviously going for the Midas. For other heroes, don't know if we're going to see a ton of them. It might just be more focus on trying to, you know, get down the early fighting items from Empire. They like to play an aggressive style more often than not, so that could be good. Nature's Prophet in the meantime, Ghost Stick, he is building towards his Midas as well. So want to see if, you know, all this global presence and very quick movements around the map are going to amount to a whole heck of a lot here. Maposhka going to go and try and get a deny there, is able to seal away the rune and should be able to make his way away from Limp as well. They do have the Earth Spirit in the area, but now FN is showing up as well. Might be a little bit too deep in here. They're going to be able to bring in the Nature's Prophet as well. GM trying to make some plays, but he's just going to end up paying for it. They find that kill and, well, there we go. A nice pickup as Empire continue to mount this lead. We're about almost 10 minutes into this game here. And it is Loda leading the way in terms of net worth. Still these 3 cores right here from Empire, the big story of the game, that are going to just cause a lot of issues for Alliance as this game goes on. And Empire have been looking great. You know, they're one of the better teams around right now. In my eyes, I see them as sort of always on the up and up, and barring a big change-up, as we are going to see the CM get caught out, King are in trouble. I see them always being a threat. Like, they can take a series off of just about anybody, I think. Now, whether or not that's going to be consistently the case or not, that's a different question. Ghost Stick, still getting closer to his Midas. Hasn't really had to rotate that much, but does have that Wrath of Nature to be the global presence regardless. Want to make sure that this is all working out. And a root now there onto Storm Spirit as well. FN trying to man up against Limp. He might get his shield broken in a second if he's not careful, but the Elder Titan there to make sure that Empire does not step too far forward. And he's going to have to do something to get a little bit more HP regen here. So Chappie building towards that Yasha for himself. Currently level 9. And does look like EGM and Limp just going to back out again. What are level situation like? We're getting close to that level 10 or level 6 for the Warlock. They're not making that move yet. On the Courier is going to be the Tome of Knowledge though, so that gives it to him. This is big. This is the rotation that they wanted to try and use to find a big fight. And unfortunately, they're going to run into King R first. I don't know if that's really going to be enough. He's going to go for the immediate TP away, but will be brought down. But that tanks the gank. Like, you're perfectly fine with that. Ghostic now has his Midas stun. You can just back out a little bit, play it safe. That reveals as well that Hanskin has his level 6. And Miposhka need to push in here towards this as well. So they need to be a little bit wary. But Alliance, they have their hearts set on this bottom tier 1 tower. Although with Ghostic here and having all these trees, I don't know if they can actually force it. FN with the wraparound. Wants to just cut the creep wave here. Meanwhile, Ghostic will pull back the tower. So FN building towards that Bloodstone early on. What else do we have here? Miposhka. Boots up for him. He has his level 6 as well. As far as Empire is concerned, I do think you have to deal with Loda pretty soon here. Like, Armlet on this guy, and then if he gets into a Blink Dagger afterwards, he's going to be a problem. And killing him around this time when he has that level 1 ulti, it would be really helpful.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Long cooldown on it, obviously. He can really put a dent in his farm and his ability to move around the map and do anything at all. But, well, maybe this is actually the time to go. Where are they looking for, though? Are they trying to take the mid-tier one now? They did just see Wraith King TP, so they know that they can't actually go on him. And there's going to be Hanskin. Jumped on at the start. Ghostic rolls in as well. They've got damage now, catching on to EGM, but they drop the Warlock ulti. Don't know if that's really going to do enough, though. They might just kill this thing off. I mean, look at it. It's just about dead. They kill off the Warlock ulti now, and the Epicenter coming in as well. Yona's here. They want to punish. They want to kill. Can they do it? Limpus Flame Guard is down. He's able to make the escape just in time. Empire, they have the sustain that they need. They're going to be able to kill off just about everybody, and now snowballing away as well. It's snowballing to the creep wave. Nicely done by Miposhka. They get the hoof stomp, or rather the echo stomp, in time to keep him alive, and now the Fatal Bond's there as well. FN is trying to force the rest of them back. The shard's not going to connect, and the final tally is Ghostic for the Sand King, and still the tier 1 tower stands. But it was also a lot of ultis used. Now you have another nice timing here where all of these big ultimates are going to be on cooldown, and you can still keep going with Empire. The only thing that could have been used would have been Omni Slash, but that wasn't even taken down. So very good move. Ghostic in the meantime. Level 8. And the Sprout farming of the Ancients. You love to see that. Just wants to wait until that bounty rune comes up and then probably make a move. His Midas be off cooldown a little while as well. Armlet on the way for Wraith King. Yeah, I don't have any problem with what Empire is doing right now, but I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more aggression now that these ultimates are on cooldown, right? Like, it seems as if that would be a nice play. Instead, it's going to be Alliance who are going to try and make the move. Epicenter's back up in 30 seconds, and they don't have... I don't know if I like this play.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Like, Ember has his Veil, which is a good time to fight. But in another way, if you look at it, like maybe it's just trying to find a kill since you know that Chappie is pushing the bottom lane. That's probably the big play.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I don't know. Seems unlikely to work.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So tier 1 tower gonna be taken down in the bottom lane. They can maybe go for a defense or just a continued push along bottom. Doesn't seem like there's much that's going to stop them from doing that. Warlock ulti is going to be back up in 25 seconds. So Empire, instead of trying to fight while the ultis are down, they're going to try and take objectives while the ultis are down. And Ember pushing in the mid lane. Storm Spirit is here. He does have 2 points up in pull now. And almost at that Bloodstone. It'd be a scary fight to take unless he brings in the rest of the help, and that's why you see Miposhka moving towards mid as well. And still the tier 2 tower bottom Gonna be pressured. Ember is not there. It's hard to fight. They're bringing in the Sand Kings. They're bringing in the Warlock to the tier 3.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, Chappie. This is... You got to get out of here right now. This is scary. Gonna go for the spin, and now the TP away, and that's gonna keep him safe.
Radiant's middle tower.
If you blink and then burrow, though, right? Like that... I don't know. It's fine. Okay. It's looking like the caster who is supposed to be here might be popping in for me. There was a little bit of a mix-up from the scheduling, it looks like. So we might be having somebody else take over for me. That way I can get back to my series I was supposed to be scheduled for. But obviously wanted to make sure that there was English coverage of this, since, you know, it's been a little bit of a cluster around these parts recently.
Under attack.
Mine.
All right, 4 to 6. We are 17 minutes into the game right now.
Let the fun begin. Haste.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, jump back. Jonas not going to get caught.
Has fallen.
Looking for me. Over here now.
It looks like we are going to be getting the other person into here, so it's going to be a quick little setup. Once he's all set up to go, then he'll take over. So I'll keep you guys company for a couple more minutes. I don't think there's going to be too much interesting happening in the meantime.
Now over here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We're back at it. I'm still waiting to hear from people. I'm getting messages. My inbox is blowing up right now. All right, let's try and reassess the state of the game right now, and we'll just make sure. As we just want to make sure that everything is fine and dandy. He's going to let me know what's going on. So Juggernaut and the Storm Spirit top right now. Net worths in the game. There could be a move towards Roshan in the near future. It looks like right now Alliance hedging their bets and wanting to try and make a move. Dire do scan this out. They see what's going on. This could be a really big moment. They know that Roche is being taken right now. Loda's in there. The illusions are in the area as well. And it looks like that's going to be enough to force Alliance back for the moment. Heads up play right there from Empire to scan out the Roche pit, knowing that it could be a movement in and that it would be Loda trying to sneak it. They do have vision sort of in the area right now, but don't see a ton. FN in the meantime. Looks like the Orchid is going to be complete for him. Ember going back for the Blink Dagger. FN just seeing if somebody is in the area that he can jump and kill. The Ember Spirit kill is, I think, a little bit too tough, but, well, actually he's going to go for it. Slowed down for the moment. So there was one way that he could have gone for it, is like try and get a pull off and then wait for Limp to try and Remnant away. His Remnant would be slower than it would be otherwise because of the movement slow coming out from Overload, but doesn't decide to go for that. Instead, they're just going to back out again. It's still Roshan trying to be taken by Loda, and this is kind of the tough thing because there's always going to be somebody that can move around the map and defend a tower. It's really hard for Alliance to just shove down an objective. And instead, they're sort of forced into this awkward situation where now, what do you really do with this team? There's not a whole hell of a lot you can do. Trying to go for the Echo Stomp, Poshka going to be caught out and killed off. Now the Tusk already down. They're looking for more. Jonas, Burrow Strike, Juggernaut just chain stunned and killed off. Oh, damn. 50 seconds, no Jug. 20 seconds, no Tusk. Maybe now they can make something happen here. EGM trying to get in a position to defend their tower against the split push coming from the Storm Spirit. He waits until the Echo Stomp comes out, and FN, smelling blood, wants to take out EGM, so another kill going their way. Now he's TPing back home, but Roche going to fall. It takes 4 heroes here in the area. Unfortunate part is that there is not a medallion on this team, and they're going to be back in time to come and try and defend against this. You have a Sprout available. He's going to throw that in there, gets a little bit of extra vision, but Storm Spirit a little bit too far away. They throw out the shards as well, trying to do that damage that they can, but Limp, in the end, will take the Aegis. Yeah, that was quite a move, and Alliance end up taking a decisive win there. They're still in this sort of awkward spot where you're going to kind of have like this dual core of Ember and Warlock against NP, Storm Spirit, and Jug. So in my eyes, this is a scary-ass lineup to be going against right now as Alliance.
Radiant's middle tower
And
is under
they
attack.
sort of recognizing this, want to get some extra farm onto EGM. They'll pick up the Hanamitis for him. I think I got to take a look at a ton of the talents for Elder Titan. Okay. Smoke play right now from Alliance. They want to try and move in and take this fight. FN is here. Jonas, he actually breaks the smoke. Do they spot him? They do. Rooted, soon to be killed off as well. No, gets the smoke away. Nice jump. The stomp a little bit too late behind it. Now Alliance going to try and move up and take this next tower. All right, it looks like they should be able to get this, and I don't think that there's going to be any response from Empire. I'm going to bring down the stream right now. You're going to have Breaky come and take over this game, as well as King R is also going to drop. As I don't think that they come and try and defend against this. They're maybe just going to split push for a second or try and find a kill. Oh, God, FN, what are you doing? Back out. Good decision to run away there, and now they're fully going to back out. All right, yeah, bring it down the stream. If you guys want to watch LGD versus eHome Keen, that's going to be on BTS 2. I'm running away. See you guys next time.
Invisibility.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, so here we go. I'm now Lyrical. I'm Breaky CBK now taking over. We got Chappie spinning out here in the bottom lane. The chaotic offering comes a half a second too late, and he's going to be able to pour it out in time. That was so damn close. All right, anyways, welcome back, guys. Yeah, I really do apologize as far as what just happened right there. Refresh your streams if you're not seeing this, and you won't know this anyways, but it should be back up now. Crystal Maiden, by the way, is going to get picked up as well. Alliance on a bit of a hot streak right here as far as picking up some kills. So, again, guys, there was some confusion. There was a schedule change, and to say the least, I was not aware of it. It happened late last night, and didn't find out until early this morning. So big shout out to Lyrical for stepping in. Now, you know, ideally he would have just stayed on, and so would have made this awkward transition. But he actually does have to cast another series. The guy just casts Dota all day, every day. So big shout out to him though for at least stepping in and making the first part of this match available for you guys on the BTS stream. Anyways. I am back now, and I'm ready to cast for the rest of today here. Looking forward to it. I will be joined by a co-caster later on, again, with the schedule change here. Unfortunately, he is not around just yet, but he will be on soon. So now that that's all taken care of, let's get back into the action. Let's get back into Dota right here. EGM, by the way, going to get picked up. Playing another time. What is going on in this game? As I'm kind of like having to really regroup myself here and see what the hell is going on. But we got more action, so who cares about that? Maposhka on the tusk, trying to run away. Storm Spirit goes in, though, and now Limp's went into a little bit of trouble than Never Spirit. He's going to be rooted in place, silenced up as well. He's having some trouble getting out of these woods. Warlock's picked off in a distance. Chappie spinning on top. He does have his Omni Slash still, by the way, so Limp is going to be picked off, and that is an Aegis going to be taken out. Other Titan going to miss that ulti of his. In comes the epicenter, though, from Yonasafan. Takes out the one in Tusk, and there goes the Omni Slash from Chappie, though. Takes out himself on Wraith King. However, the reincarnation going to bring him right back up. FN looking to make the play on the Sand King, but it's not going to happen. The sleep comes out on top of the Rudy. Will finally be able to zip-zap around with that ball lightning, but the miss on the uphill attack is going back in, though, and Sand King is picked off. And now it seems like Empire wants to retreat right here. TP out from Chappie. He loses a teammate right in front of his eyes, and King R on that Crystal Maiden, but he himself will get out. And finally, the fight will come to a conclusion right there in the Radiant jungle. That was a 5-for-2 exchange. Wow, in favor of Empire, actually. That was pretty crazy stuff right there. Obviously, even the Aegis being reclaimed throughout that fight earlier on, but at least that was the later part of it. So, kind of regrouping now and seeing what the hell is happening. Let's take a look at that net worth graph over here to the side as well. And one of these while we're at it. So, it seems like Empire has been in a lead throughout most of this game. As far as the net worth is concerned, but dipping back towards just under 2,000 now. So Alliance making a bit of a comeback, about 1,000 experience leaders. So in favor of Empire, but again, the same story right there. So kind of closing the gap. They do have the Wraith King in the hands of Loda. Always fun to see such a hero. I'm more intrigued by the Elder Titan, though. Elder Titan's a hero that we do not get to see often. I know he's one of those, you know, picked up very rarely every now and then. I want to say OG even played him a couple of times. OG known for running some of these off-the-meta heroes at even the majors, as they tend to do. You know, Arc Warden 0-4, just saying. But Elder Titan's, I mean, his skill set's great. The Natural Order ability definitely amplifies a lot of potential damage on your team, in this case the Wraith King especially. And then you got all the magic damage coming out from the Warlock, as well as the Ember Spirit. So, like seeing the Elder Titan, just whether or not he's going to be able to get close enough, but the Astral Spirit, of course, helps with that. Bottom lane Alliance being set up on here somewhat, but Yonasafan ready for the response. They see Storm Spirit. They might not have seen Storm Spirit go out there, actually. So, or if they did, they figure that he was alone, and what's done is done. So, in the end, they're going to counter ward, too. Well played right there. There's a gem on Ember Spear now.
I'll take that.
But Tusk also gets out, and that will be the end of it right there. So, we do have Wraith King. Reincarnates back up. He's level 19 now, so it seems like his level's doing very nicely in this game. He is the top level up there with the Juggernaut on the other side. As far as the Mjolnir pickup, to go with that Blink and the Armlet, and now he wants that stun. He wants the Basher into the Abyssal Blade. But 1,000 gold saved up right here. Bottom tower, tier 1, though. It's going to be taken out. 29 minutes into the game. That's understandable. They're just going to let them have it. It's about damn time. Warlock, meanwhile, finishes his own Hannah Midas. Has that taken care of. So the question is the Alliance going to keep going with this? Or will Empire put up enough of a defense here at the bottom lane? Prevent them, or perhaps split push. And going to occupy them at the top side. Storm Spear, by the way, does have 17 charges currently on his Bloodstone. It's going to find a kill attempt, at least, on a Sand King right here. Yield Scepter in the air, trying to stay alive. He goes for the stun in. Silence right after, though, with the Orchid. And he is eventually going to fall, but Crystal Maiden goes down as well as Ember Spirit now is here. Down goes Nature's Prophet on top of that. And it's a 2-for-1 turn. Gem has dropped. They're going to pick that up. Was that a gem that they took? No, that was a gem. I think Sand King had it right there. And then Elder Titan now has claimed it back for his side. So they pick up Sand King, but it comes at a pretty bad cost for them. Nature's Prophet seems like overall he's too has been doing pretty well, but dying right there. Shadow Blade of the Orchid. That BKB even picked up. It is a full 10 seconds right now. Anybody use it there? This is a live match, guys. And again, I do apologize because we are going to have to restart the stream after this game is over. As you may have picked up on, we are watching it from Dota TV right now, and thus there is no delay currently on the stream. But obviously when I go into the live match itself of the lobby, we'll have to turn on the delay through the stream itself. So, but we'll get that taken care of when we come to it. For now, get to still enjoy some good Dota 2 action here. There is no stream sniping. We're watching through the Dota TV client, guys. That itself does have a delay, so. Anyways, top lane, secondary tower. They're going to pressure it in with, once again, no defense being put up by Empire. They're insisting on the split push idea, and with heroes like Storm Spirit, Juggernaut, Nature's Prophet especially, seems like the go-to strategy for Empire right here, but eventually going to have to take some sort of team fight, but it's obviously strong on the side of Alliance. Their supporting cast is very good for it. And then they got some great single target pick-off artists, specifically that Wraith King, who almost has the Abyssal Blade in full finish. He already has the Basher, of course, but man, that Abyssal Blade going to be coming next to line. That's going to be huge. Juggernaut, by the way, does have a Diffusal Blade. Of course, the mana burn extra useful against the likes of the Wraith King, and he's that 160 mana to be able to activate the Reincarnate. Curious to see what he goes for at level 25. Again, the 20% Vampiric Aura lifesteal, it is such a strong ability in the end, but we have seen the no Reincarnation mana cost. And, you know, against the Diffusal Blade on the other side, and I don't know if there's potential for a second one necessarily, but when Loda hits level 25 here in a game like this, it seems like that's definitely going to be happening. Keep an eye and see what he gets right there. He's going to try Roshan somewhat, but he realizes it's not going to happen. He gets up. He can be popped by Champion. They're going for this kill on Wraith King, and they're going to make it happen. But of course, the Reincarnate going to bring him right back up. Limp. Nice jump with the series change in the back lines, and now comes the epicenter, and there's the Chaotic Offering as well. Loda just simply trying to live. The Lotus Orb is up, but I'm helping to keep it alive. Something got reflected right there, but it's not going to matter. He eventually will fall. They get the kill on the Warlock as well. An Elder Titan looking for an opportunity, but that Omni Slash going to cut right on top of him, and it will drop him to top things off in the fight for Empire. Meanwhile, FN, he barely escapes out of there, up to 21 charges now on that Bloodstone, and Limp is finding himself in a very precarious spot. He's going to be Diffusal Blade popped right there. The spin out from Chappie, obviously it was reflected, but it's not going to matter as Limp will be able to remnant away, and thus the end of the fight. But it looked like it was going to be decent for Alliance there, actually. Initially in that fight, you know, they kind of baited Loda as far as using the Reincarnate initially. Those are great epicenter on the back lines, but to be fair, it was really only supporting cast. Crystal Maiden and Tusk, I want to say, got caught by it. And in the end, the core is still doing plenty of damage, and now they're trying to take out Roshan. But one of those cases where this is not over just yet. They're going to pop the Shrine as a team. You have Wraith King still has 20 seconds before he's coming back up. You know, honestly, Empire, I feel like they could really just mammo this because there's no epicenter, no Chaotic Offering. Wraith King's still dead for another 10 seconds here even. Yeah, they really do not have anything to be that scared about. Earth Shatter's on cooldown. All the big ultimates are on cooldown for Alliance. It almost seems like it'd be silly for Alliance to even try to fight right here. So that is going to be the case. Good take from Empire. And they now have the Aegis of Immortal on FN, who once again, 21 Bloodstone charges with that BKB, the Orchid. He's going for kills at the top lane. Uh-oh, he catches Loda. Loda does not have a buyback, as we just found out. He has a Reincarnate, though. Obviously, out goes the Ember Spirit, actually. The Orchid is on top of him. He's being silenced up. There goes the Snowball on top of that, and the Walrus Punch to finish the job. So they pick off one core, who does not have a buyback also, actually. 70 seconds for him. And you see Loda at least makes his way out of there, but not having a buyback on Ember Spirit, that's just simply a lack of gold in that case. They'll take the core kill there, and he's dead for the next minute. Will they capitalize? I mean, they have an Aegis on Storm Spirit. They got a decent push going up all three lanes, in fact.
Warriors of the wood.
And a death currently on Ember Spirit.
Here I am.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Here we go, secondary tower push. The Elder Titan just going to try to stall it as much as possible with that Astral Spirit and the Echo Stomp. But that tree push of Gostic, so powerful. He does have the level 15 talent of the 4 Tree and Summon, so assisting with that push quite a bit. What is going on down here? Storm Spirit going YOLO. His BKB's coming up in 15 seconds, but Ember Spirit's up in 20. They just want to go right here. They feel much stronger. Kind of have the tri-core lineup going on with the NP, the Juggernaut, and the Storm Spirit. Loda goes in pretty aggressively. Uh-oh, he's getting mana breath now. You got to be careful with that. Out comes the Earth Shatter from a distance, only really hitting FN though.
Here I am.
But it will be enough to stall them out. They're not going to get the Rax kill. And that will be the end of the push as Ember Spirit comes back up. So more building damage done by Empire, but they're not necessarily able to get more than that. They have the tier 3 killed, though, of course, and that means good old Shrines. Now to be taken out right here. Again, for anyone that's watched, or that watched yesterday, which I assume everyone here, it's a good chance that you were. We had over 50,000 viewers for the stream. Alliance, of course, coming off that loss in Na'Vi. What ended up being a 4-hour series, and there was only 2 games. I mean, that's how crazy it was. So, they're kind of coming off of that, and the potential for that rematch, I'd be kidding myself if I wasn't looking forward to that rematch. But Empire has proven to be such a clean team throughout this event as well. They went undefeated in the group stage, as the only team to do so, actually. Now, they got knocked down to this point by Na'Vi as well, so both, in a sense, are looking for that rematch here at this point. As I'm going on about my point, Gossick actually gets picked up. Let the T-Tours spam begin. One of several, I'm sure, throughout today. Apologize for that one, though. He's going to be dead for a minute, actually. But his team's pushing in with an Aegis still on Storm Spirit, so I don't think he's worried about not having a buyback right here. And this is game number 1, also, to clarify everything. Game number 1 of this best of 3. See, nothing at the top right here, so get a good idea. Loda continues to be the top net worth in the game. The Abyssal Blade finished his own BKB. Yeah, he needs that BKB. Clearly, that's one of the massive downsides of a Wraith King, the kite factor. And you got a pretty good team for kiting him. I mean, they got a lot of slows. Obviously, Crystal made it alone. But you got the Tusk Frozen Sigil, you got the Tree Trap in the first place, which BKB isn't necessarily going to help against, but just another kite tool. You got Storm Spirit, slowing him down and pulling him in and whatnot. So it's a very difficult game for Wraith King here, and I'm actually kind of curious when he was actually picked up in this draft, because this is not a friendly team for him to go up against necessarily. But BKB ideally will help against that. Now, as I stressed there, it's going to help against everything but the tree root. He was picked last. Somebody in chat saying he was picked last. That's, damn. Why would they like Wraith King into this lineup? That's so curious. Anywho. Loda, he's in the front lines. He is intimidating, no doubt. With this farm that he has, he does hit very hard, but it's a matter of can he get close enough to hit very hard. We've seen it several times in these fights as I've jumped into this game now that he has had a bit of trouble doing so. So Empire, yeah, they're not going to take it to them. I think that's a smart call. He just doesn't have much longer on it. They've already got at least 1 shrine. Still waiting around to take out the other shrine. In fact, the tree is doing that for them. So good job by Nature's Prophet right there. And get the last of the resources outside of the base. And at this point, yeah, just going to let the Aegis reclaim here. And perhaps even waiting for another Roshan. I would not be surprised if Empire just simply plays the very patient, waiting around for another Roshan. Look for picks in the meantime, because obviously they have all the potential in the world to be doing that. Now, their vision isn't really the greatest right now. Kind of looking at that from their perspective, they really got no vision on the side of the Alliance map, and I'm a little surprised at that, considering they were just controlling it for a while right there. Alliance actually has better vision than Empire does currently when it comes to some aggressive wards, so it's a little bit of a concern for Empire, something I'd like to see taken care of. I have a Crystal Maiden, does have that gem, and of course the Observer Ward. I'm sure that the gem on the other side, which they still have, yeah, Sand King, he has been counter-warding himself, so not saying it's the fault necessarily of Empire and the supports, but they need that vision up, no doubt. They've got a Tinker Ward down here now, actually. Okay, they did have that one up, so. You're playing against Alliance, and as fast as you can. Tell it to Na'Vi. Storm Spirit, level 23, almost 24 here.
This'll come in handy.
And actually, Storm Spirit going to fall back. Hey, Pycat. Pycat watching his potential opponents here in this match. Curious to think who Na'Vi would rather face.
Radiant's
Either
middle
Empire or
tower is under
Alliance.
attack.
Something tells me Empire, because if you're going to face Alliance, you're just... Obviously, they beat them yesterday 2-0, and they beat both these teams 2-0. But it took 4 hours to beat Alliance, where Empire, I want to say, you know, was much cleaner games, to say the least. So, if I had to guess, I would think they would rather face Empire. But the fans, no doubt, wouldn't mind a bit of Alliance versus Na'Vi rematch, but we'll see. See which team advances on here. FN, 22 Bloodstone charges, and he's going to go in, catch his Warlock here. Simply trying to counter ward. Actually going to stay alive a little bit longer because of the Glimmer Cape. He's going for the counter cover. He has this commitment right here coming out from Hanskin. Meanwhile, in the back lines, Gossick, BKB pops it, traps it Wraith King, so they clearly were expecting follow-up, but they did not necessarily get it. Chappie gets a pick of the background against Elder Titan, and now he's going at it with Loda right here. Miscommunication big time from Alliance. They're going to get a kill on Wraith King. And he's going to come right back up, but he's in a horrible spot. He does not have his BKB either. Chappie does. The epicenter going off, stuns off through, but not really doing the most. And they get that kill on Loda as a result of that Alliance. Their communication was definitely not on point right there. The freeze also trapping down Limp. And that's a 4-for-0. The save your teammate syndrome was real right there. Coming out for Alliance. The buybacks are also happening now from Wraith King and Ember Spirit. They know that this is a bit of a last stand right here if they do not hold. Nice disjoint from FN, 26 Bloodstone charges now. And Jonas fan, I don't, okay, well he is going to catch him. Will they be able to commit to this kill though? It looks like it. Searing Chains comes out and yeah, they're going to have the yields to stop him. So at least they're going to get the Tusk kill, hopefully, to finish it off. Jesus, don't tell me he's going to get killed by neutrals. That would be so awkward. All right, so they get the Tusk kill at least. I think we'll be satisfied with that, but that did cost a couple of buybacks, Ember Spirit and Wraith King. Again, it started with the chaotic offering of Warlock. What was that about? It clearly was that they were trying to commit to the fight, but Tree and Protector did a good job of cutting off at least the Wraith King as we saw, and then on top of that, Juggernaut picked off Elder Titan alone. So the pick-off artist game continues here for Empire. And that's no doubt how they're going to win this one, but they have a window now, the next 5 minutes or so, where both the Ember and the Wraith King will be lacking that buyback. And Roshan's going to respawn here very shortly, in just over 30 seconds, in fact. Oh, Chappie, spin out. He's fine. Just have that BKB. Level 2 Diffuser Blade, by the way. Again, we are seeing the mana pool of Wraith King starting to drop pretty quickly. So, yeah, he did get the no reincarnation mana cost. That's what I was talking about. It's like that 20% Vampiric Aura lifesteal, it's on paper, it really does sound strong. But in games with the Wraith King, there's the good chance at least you're going to see one Diffuser Blade and some type of mana burn ability even. In this case, it's just the Diffuser Blade, which is level 2 now from Juggernaut, but that's clearly enough for Loda that he does not want to risk it. So he chooses to get the no reincarnation mana cost. Meanwhile, Chappie gets the 175 Blade Fury DPS. That's interesting. Not over the 20 agility here. He is going to be spinning quite frequently because of all the lockdown, the CC, and so maybe he figures throughout that. Might as well enhance the damage too. And that is a quick Roshan kill. Aegis picked up by Storm. I'm guessing that was Cheese there too, yeah. And he gets the Cheese actually. Middle lane, we got engagement right here. Ember Spear with the explosion. They take out the supporting cast, but at what cost now? Elder Titan got his third shatter off, but he's dying to F into the back lines. And Chappie's going to be able to take out Ember Spear with no buyback. Loda, he is dropping to about half mana. He does not have any mana left, actually, but again, he has that Tal, so he will be able to come back up. That's right, Epicenter initiation, though. FN has to get on now, but Chappie's still holding his ground. The Healing Ward's doing work, and he cuts down the Wraith King. Comes back up. Wraith King trying to stand his ground. It's not going to be enough, though. Although Sand King Pro Strike trying to change that. Nope, it's not going to. He's staying dead as well. They get the kill on a Sand King, and now they are looking to push and finish, that is. Again, this is team chat, guys. This is not old chat, just to clarify. So not necessarily BM. And they're going to push it to the base, and that will be the GG. Yeah, without their cores being able to resurrect, it's just not going to be enough. Victory for Empire here in Game 1. And they're going to be up 1-0 moving forward in this best of 3. So congratulations to Empire. Alliance, again, jumping into that mid-game. I really can't say too much about it. But from what I saw, it's just the catch was just so strong of Empire, and they simply could not deal with it. The Juggernaut was doing so much damage by the end there, and able to be victorious as a result. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up for game number 1. As I said, guys, we are going to have to restart the stream right here, so do apologize for that. But got to restart the stream, turn on the actual delay now, as we were watching in the Dota TV client right there. And it will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes or so once the delay catches up right here. So sit tight, guys. Going to get in the lobby now, do an actual cast here. A big shout out once again to Lyrical for stepping in as the reschedule happened right here. But we're going to go now. We got game number 2, Empire versus Alliance. Going to be coming up next, guys. Sit tight. We'll be right back.